Thank you, Andrea. Our host John's legacy is about one man, one family, and hundreds of friends, including myself. I welcome John's sister Jasmine Ragham to discuss prescribed medications and their deadly interactions. Jack.
Yay, sister.
Our brother John was an ordinary Australian. He enjoyed life, he loved his family and friends. He enjoyed fishing, gardening and walks in the bush. He loved nature and expressed its beauty in his artwork and wood carvings. On the 8th of January 2012, John tripped and fell out a doorway with no stairs or balcony connected. He fell 4 metres to the ground. His back broke in 3 places, crushed his spinal cord, leaving him a paraplegic, and he sustained a severe head injury. John spent the following 2 years and 3 months in the PA hospital, in the spinal injuries unit. John fought for his life time and time again. We lost count of the emergency surgeries, the bleed outs, the infections and the endless health complications. There are no words to describe the incredible amount of pain and despair and suffering both John and we went through. Our lives revolved around the hospital 24/7. We survived on hope, we looked for rainbows and we prayed for miracles. The sweetest day came. John was coming home and he was so happy and excited, and so were we. We had won our battle, or at least that's what we thought. Our happiness was short-lived. Just 22 days after discharge, John visited a new GP who changed his usual pain medication to a stronger one. 3 days later, John passed away from an accidental overdose caused by an interaction between 2 of his medications. One was an opiate painkiller and the other an antidepressant. The interaction propelled the effects to a toxic level. John did not misuse his medications. He followed the directions on the box and paid for it with his life. A beautiful soul taken in the blink of an eye, and a shattered family left to pick up the pieces. Don't think it can't happen to you. These have been the darkest days of our lives. The impact on our family has been devastating. A year passed before we were informed of John's cause of death, mixed drug toxicity. It's now been almost 2.5 years since John passed away, and we are still waiting for the outcome of his coronial investigation. We want answers relating to the circumstances surrounding John's death. John fell through every crack in the system. The safeguards we thought were in box were misleading and confusing. John's care workers witnessed and documented John's condition deteriorate, but they didn't know or recognise the signs of an overdose. His community nurse did not recognise the signs of an overdose. An on-call doctor did not recognise the signs of an overdose. John died that evening. He was put to bed and left alone with nobody to save him. So many chances by so many professionals to get the medical treatment needed was missed. This is unacceptable and unforgivable. We have learnt so much through our journey, trying to come to terms with what happened and how it happened. Constantly researching, reaching out to people all around the world, participating in media campaigns, connecting with people who have suffered the loss of their loved ones under similar circumstances to John's. Regular people and families struggling with prescription medication dependency. Regular people suffering the side effects from various medications through no fault of their own. From our tragedy, a purpose was born. We called it John's Legacy, prescribed medications and their deadly interactions. We are John's voice. We made a choice to fight for John's justice, to stand up and speak out, to leave no stone unturned, to challenge the system, to ask the questions nobody wants to answer. We are passionate and dedicated in raising awareness on the real risks and the real side effects associated with prescription medications. It can easily happen to anyone at any time. It can start with minor back pain, an accident, a sports injury, after surgery, a visit to the dentist, an illness or trauma. It could easily be your mother or father, your brother or sister, your child or friend. Australia has the 4th highest per capita of oxycodone and morphine use globally. That's right, the 4th highest. And the number of Australians being treated in hospital or dying as a result of opiate pain-killing complications now exceeds heroin. New Australian research revealed while opiate painkillers are an important treatment option for 1 in 5 Australians living with chronic pain, prescribing, hospitalisations, deaths have increased in recent years. Of all opiate-related deaths amongst those aged 15 to 54 years, just 33% are the result of heroin. And dispensing has increased from 500,000 units in 1992 to approximately 7.5 million in 2012. Over 6 million Australians are regularly using medications that could result in dependency. Despite this, half are unaware of their addictive nature. The issue in Australia is compounded by a lack of awareness of the risk of opiate painkiller misuse, as well as a lack of information around the safe use of these medications. More importantly, the public judgment towards what is a medical issue are quick to judge those battling a dependency on opiate painkillers. Experts warn that an uneducated society are quick to label those struggling as junkies with weak willpower, who are their own worst enemy. And this can stop people from seeking the help they need. Education is key to creating a society where those struggling with dependency can put their hand up for help. Support is available to people battling opiate painkiller dependency and their families. A new Australian website has been launched, turntohelp.com.au. This is a valuable resource for individuals and family members who are suffering in silence. Australians who are concerned that they may be dependent on opiate painkillers or family members who may require information are encouraged to speak to their doctor about the support available to them and whether treatment is appropriate. Healthcare professionals also need to identify those at risk of an opiate painkiller dependency, diagnosing the condition and treating those in need, as well as providing support where appropriate. From a public health and state government policy perspective, a further investment into treatment services, enhanced education programs, and the implementation of the real-time monitoring systems must occur as a priority. The Food and Drug Administration in USA has had black box warnings for years on various medications. Some include antidepressants, SSRIs, benzos and opiates. A black box warning is the strictest warning put on the labelling of a prescription medication, where there is reasonable evidence of an association of a serious hazard with the medication. It appears on the prescription medications label and is designed to call attention to serious or life-threatening risks such as suicidal tendencies, addiction, withdrawal, and a long line of other adverse side effects that often result in injury or death. With black box warnings available to the patient, they can weigh up if the medication risks outweigh the benefits of treatment. The Australian Therapeutic Goods Administration should make it a priority to place black box warnings on all medication, as it is their duty of care to deliver this information to the Australian public. Tonight we remember and pay tribute to our loved ones, injured or lost through overdose. Thank you for attending.
Excellent, Jasmine.